Real quick before we get started, we have something really cool we want to tell you about.
Artist Stefan Palfi, aka Nestled Naga, just launched the Competitive Collectors Token Kickstarter.
The campaign features orc armies for bowmasters. Hold on, can you focus on it? Boom, hold on, here it is. Nice, nice. Thralls, warriors, birds, treasures, construct, triggers, copies, and more.
I especially like the Hoarding Broodlord sawed in half tokens that are literally sawed in half and they have the right power and toughness. So they're gnarly, I love them.
So use the link in the description below to check out the Nestled Naga's Competitive Collector Token Kickstarter before it's too late.
Now let's get into these games.
Welcome to Play to Win, where we play to win. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Cam. This week we're playing cEDH with Seth and Guy of Double Sleeved MTG.
I just want to start by thanking y'all for having us on. It was a pleasure playing some games with y'all, even though that last one was absolutely excruciating. I'm Guy, and that is Seth. We're from Double Sleeved MTG. We are also a cEDH channel. We post weekly cEDH content.
Make sure you go to our Discord. We have a great community there, teaching new players how to play cEDH and getting them into it. Hit us up on our socials. Like Guy said, we post weekly gameplay.
This video is brought to you in part by Dragon Shield. Use code PLAYTOWIN5 at the affiliate link down below for 5% off to help support the show.
And check us out on Patreon to support us directly and get awesome extra perks like being able to submit your own deck list for us to play on the show.
So we have Seth on TYMNA KRAUM Blue Farm. I'm playing ROG side Little Monster, a list submitted by our patron Kawaja. Guy is playing ROG THRAS, Cradle Roger, and Cam is playing Loot, Chain of Flickers, a list submitted by our patron Joshua Day. Any pre-games?
Negative.
Good luck, have fun.
All right, upkeep, draw. City of Traders. Soul Ring onto the stack. Put a Mox Opal. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal for a blue. We'll put KRAUM onto the battlefield. Mox Amber on the battlefield. Pass the turn.
Draw card. Play Blue to Delta. Cast Rograk. I'll just pass my turn.
I will draw. Basic Forest is no land for turn. Birds of Paradise.
You are going to feed KRAUM?
Yeah, it's just going to be Rograk.
This feels crazy, but I'm going to cast Deadly Relic on KRAUM in response.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to be the police. I'm not trying to do this to like slow him down or anything like that.
Roxanne!
I'm wheeling next turn. That's the plan. I'm getting rid of my hand, so I'm trying to get rid of these cards anyway. Stopping the KRAUM player from getting a little bit ahead. This is just like something on the way. I don't think you're going to play any stacks pieces before it goes to my turn, so my Deadly Relic is going to go anyway.
Yeah, I think this is actually still really good for the entirety of the table because this is all of Seth's resources going into this KRAUM. And like when you say, oh, I only have one card in my hand, that's like another reason for me to want to stop your card advantage engine because now I won't have to worry about you. We can just like play a 3-player game and then that's easier to win.
Cast Rograk, and I will then pass the turn.
My 7-card hand was a Mulda 3, but it has City of Brass and Mystic Remora, so it could be worse. Mox Opal, since there's no KRAUM, pass.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Smothering Tithe.
Can I draw?
Yes, you may.
Cast Force of Will, pitching Born Upon the Winds.
Ooh, can I draw?
Yeah, you can draw.
That's it for me.
Again, same thing. Normally, I wouldn't care a ton about this, but I'm wheeling, and I can't wheel into a Smothering Tithe.
Yeah, that exactly would get Seth right back in. 21 treasures and a full grip.
In your end step, I'll fetch 38. Find a tap Steam Vents in your end step. Untap, upkeep, and draw card. Here's an Ancient Tomb. Cast Lion's Eye Diamond. You can draw from Fish.
Thank you.
Cast Wheel of Fortune. 2 life with the Ancient Tomb holding priority. Sacrifice Lion's Eye Diamond for... Is this red or black? It's red or black. It's red or black.
I think black just because you have more tutors versus just one Breach or Jessica's Will.
Don't listen to your opponents. You say that all the time.
I'll that's what I'm at. All right, I'll get red then. I'll second for red. Oh, you think I should name black? Okay, red it is. And discard Last Chance and Ad Naus. That was the draw for turn. I was like, I don't know if I should still do this, but whatever.
Mystic Remora trigger on your Wheel of Fortune then.
You can draw.
Pitch Elvish and Simian Spirit Guide. Then I'm just gonna let you go.
I will discard Deflecting Spot, Wall of Roots, this talent big enough, Verdant Catacombs, Enduring Vitality, and Basic Island.
My notables are Food Chain and Lion's Eye Diamond, High Fate Trickster, and Hermit Druid.
Here's Mana Vault. You can draw. I'll cast Underworld Breach.
Oh, nice. Can I get another draw?
Yeah.
Here's a draw. Force of Negation, and I will pitch Displacer Kit.
All right, now I got to figure out how to win a game again because my Breach is exiled. I am going to reveal to the table that the rest of my hand is 4 lands in Chain of Vapor as I pass my turn, and I am not the threat.
All right, I'm not going to do anything with this mana.
Mana goes. Pass turn. Did get lucky with getting the Underworld Breach for the red mana that I wanted, which would be the Dream situation, but also got basically nothing else, including no protection for it, so I reveal to the table that I got nothing going on. Don't think of me. Don't look at me. I'm going to go stand in the corner.
So now it's just me and Guy that are in this game?
Yeah, Seth and I both feel pretty out right now.
Yeah. Although Seth now does have a full grip again, so he could put something together here.
True, yeah. Oops, sorry about that.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Otawara as my land for turn. Pass the turn.
I'm keeping the fish around for one more turn. Go to 38, and then I'll draw. Play Scalding Tarn, crack it right away. 37. Tropical Island, Mana Vault, pass.
Untap. Draw. Cast a Rite of Flame.
Can I get a draw?
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune.
Can I get a draw?
I will respond to your Mystic draw. Flash in a Valley Flood Caller.
All right, here's a Mystic draw. Fuck. I drew a Tali Primal Conquer.
Oh, no.
I will respond to Wheel. Cast a Mox Amber.
I'll get a draw.
Yep. Mox Diamond.
I'll get a draw.
Yep. Pitch Manama. Then LED.
Here's a draw.
You know what? We're doing it for the content. I'm going to crack LED for 3 red. I will discard Growing Rights of Itlamok and Born Upon a Wind. All right. Now let's hope Cam doesn't counter this spell.
Yeah, passes all around.
I will discard Grand Abolisher, Swan Song, Necropotence, Wishclaw Talisman, Flush the Storm, and a Silence.
I have the One Ring, Fast as Oracle, a Tali, a Food Chain piece that I can't get back because it's in my graveyard.
4 lands and a Chain of Vapor from me.
I'll put a Spire of Industry, sacrificing my City of Traders. I'll Pyroblast your Rodent.
Valley Flood Caller is an otter, not a rodent. I think that's what Seth means.
But it looks like one.
It looks like a rat.
May I draw?
Yes.
I will respond to the draw. Fierce?
May I draw?
No, I will pay.
You got it.
And then I get my Mystic Remora draw?
I'll pass.
Insta Flash in a Chrome Box.
Get a draw?
You got it. Pitch Amphibian Downpour.
Untap, upkeep, lose a life on my draw step to the mana vault, 35. Marsh Flats, cast Gamble. You can draw.
Cast a Mental Misstep, not paying the Ristic, 38.
I will respond to that draw. Flash in a Fairy Mastermind. Then I'm good with the Mystic draw for the Mental Misstep.
Here's that one.
Now we're on Misstep on Gamble.
Counters.
Mystic More trigger on Gamble.
Get a draw.
And then I will draw Fairy Mastermind.
That's it, pass turn.
I remember in my hand was Dark Ritual, so I was gambling for Necropotence and hoping that would help me get back into the game.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Tropical Island is my land for turn. Attempt to cast the Displacer Kitten.
I'm gonna fetch in my Marsh Flats, 34. Find Badlands, Red Blast, Displacer Kitten on the stack.
Mystic Remora trigger.
You can draw.
Get a draw.
I'm good on Red Blast.
The reason that I didn't protect my gamble before was because then my colored mana source would be tapped and I wouldn't be able to Dark Ritual for the Necropotence, so instead I choose to use the Red Blast to stop somebody else's thing and then try again later.
Cast an Earthcraft. Trigger Valley Flood Caller and trigger Mystic. Yes, you do get a draw. And I will get a draw Fairy Mastermind. Untap trigger. With Earthcraft good, I will then tap the Otter, untap the Forest, cast Thrasios, pass the turn.
Let's go to my turn. I'm gonna have the fish die. I'll draw. I'll play Taiga as my land. Rite of Flame.
You have a Rite of Flame in my graveyard.
Here comes an Underworld Breach.
Oof! Activate Earthcraft 3 times, floating 3 green mana, and then tap for 1 to activate Thrasios. Well, that's useless. Reveal Song of Creation.
Fire, take 1, 37. Cast a Tainted Pact. Mindbreak Trap.
I've cast 2 spells.
Yeah, you gotta cast more to keep on going.
Looks like Breach is on the battlefield, now you have to play around to MBT.
Yeah.
Seth doesn't have any available mana and has no other free spells in his library right now that he could reasonably cast. He doesn't have blue cards in his hand, so he can't get a force. There was nothing else he can cast, so this Mindbreak Trap is really only to scare you and make you have to play around it.
Rite of Flame. Exiling 1, 2, 3 cards from my graveyard. Cast LED from my graveyard. Exiling 1, 2, 3 cards.
Mindbreak Trap with LED on the stack.
Not for you can't refuse my own Lion's Eye Diamond. That felt big brain right there.
Rather than countering their spell, just counter your own spell. Since Underworld Breach is out, if you need to, you can cast it again.
I will attempt to MBT Cam's 2 spells on the stack.
Lose 1 life, 36. Fierce Guardianship on Guy's Mindbreak Trap, exiling Eternal Scourge. I should have done that a long time ago. Hermit Druid and this Ghostly
Food Chain?
No, good try.
I will have nothing on Fierce. Offer on LED.
Yep, my LED's countered and I get 2 treasures.
Oh, I have 2 untaps from the MBT.
I'll cast Lion's Eye Diamond, exiling 1, 2, 3 cards from my graveyard. Food Chain, exiling 1, 2, 3 cards from my graveyard. Crack LED, spinning my hand to cast Eternal Scourge from Exile. I'll present a loop where I just fucking dropped it. I'll present a loop where I can keep exiling and recasting Eternal Scourge to Food Chain to make infinite mana of every color. So I can cast loot over and over again. As I keep exiling and reusing loot, I can keep dealing damage to the whole table to kill you all.
Nice, good win, dude. That was awesome.
Food chain you can't use that food chain mana with the loot, but with loot you have 2 treasures. You use one of the treasures to activate loot to make the 3 mana of any color, exile it with food chain again, recast loot, use that 3 mana that was green that you made to activate loot again to make 3 more green mana, exile loot, recast because it has haste, you can do it again over and over, and then you filter that mana into infinite blue mana and infinite red mana, and then you can use the loot to just bolt the table.
Yeah, so you just need that one extra source, and then food chain works super well with loot.
Food chain wins games.
Let's play another game.
That was quick. Yeah, let's do another one.
Maybe food chain will win this one too. I have a gemstone. We're gonna say goodbye to this Birds of Paradise, I think.
Seth, take us away.
All right. Drop Flooded Strand onto the battlefield, and I will go to fetch. I will Tempt Fate, and I will Imp Seal. That will take me to 37. Put this card on top. That is it for my turn.
I'll go to me. Draw card. Bloodstainmire. Pass turn.
I didn't play Rograk. I did that on purpose. Sometimes I think it might be better to just play around Orcish Bowmaster a little bit, especially I don't have Fierce or anything deflecting SWAT. I don't need to bluff to the table that I have those things. I don't want them to think that I have those things. I just want to save my thing, and then if I have to give someone a draw later on because of Heuristic in this particular situation, I'm so far behind, I want to make other people the threats. You're the threat, so these other 2 players have to deal with you because I have so little going on. I don't know.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Why set yourself up for a position where when you're already behind, you can be set back to oblivion?
Yeah, if my ROG gets destroyed and then I have 15 top decks that are terrible on my mulligan to 3, that would be so bad.
Exactly, yeah.
I will draw. I'll play an island as my land for turn to cast a Training Grounds. I will cast an LED, cast a Rograk, and pass the turn.
Get a draw. Play Arid Mesa as my land, and let's crack it right away, going to 39. I'm gonna go get Taiga. Arcane Signet. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pass.
I will untap. I will draw this mystery card that I totally don't know what it is. I'll put an Ancient Tomb onto the battlefield.
Well, that looks like a Heuristic Study.
I'll take 2 damage, go to 35. I will cast this Heuristic Study.
I'll respond.
Show me that Pyroblast.
No. I'll fetch Bloodstainmire and go search for Underground Sea.
Cast Vamp Tutor.
It's going to be so much worse than you guys could even imagine. Demonic Consultation onto the stack in response.
Oh, yeah, I'll be passing on that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nice. This is the raw value mulligan to 3 consult naming Mystic Remora.
Nice.
And I'll start exiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Phew. Ooh, the Tainted Pack.
You still have plenty of win cons.
Oh, Brain Freeze is gone. That's good.
Praetor's Grasp.
Praetor's Grasp is gone. That's good. Thoracle's gone. Oh, there's the Mystic Remora. Okay, cool. I pass on Heuristic Study.
That's rough, buddy. I'll pass on Heuristic Study.
Yeah, it is.
So those are like basically most of my win conditions. Like the Thassa's Oracle, if I don't have Thassa's Oracle, that's okay. I can still Brain Freeze my opponents and mill them all out. Brain Freeze is gone. Like if that's gone, that's okay. I still have Praetor's Grasp. I can look for somebody else's Thassa's Oracle. Now that's gone too. So the only thing that I realistically have right now is Mnemonic Betrayal after one of my opponents maybe discards a win condition. That's kind of it.
I'm feeling much better about where you're at right now, but at least you have Mystic Remora, so...
It's something, maybe.
Hold up. I'm thinking about Heuristic Study.
You got something?
I'm thinking. Guy, what's going on with you over there?
I'll be frank with you. My next turn is going to be a Thrasios.
I thought your name was Guy. Now I'm so fucking confused.
I have 3 cards left in my hand.
I know, this will be devastating for you.
Turn it into a 2-player game, Cam.
I'm already out. Yeah. Turn into 2-player.
You know what? Good point. Not with my current hand. It's sticking around. Yeah, I will pass on Heuristic Study.
Dude, if you blast my Mystic Remora, I'm going to be so pissed.
How good it would be if this was a bluff. I have nothing in my hand. So I do have interaction for this Heuristic Study here, but I'm actually really afraid of ROG THRAS here in Guy's board. Even though it doesn't look like he's got a lot, this Training Grounds in like 1 or 2 turns is going to progress him way farther ahead than anything else. So I really want to keep an eye on Guy, which means that I think I have to let Seth draw a couple cards with Heuristic Study to make sure that we have some interaction between the 3 of us here.
I will pass.
I'll untap and draw a card. And let's go Misty. Cast Rograk now.
Pay the 1.
No, you can draw. And I'll cast Mystic Remora.
Pay the 1.
You can draw.
Who's the threat? Who's the threat?
I have 2 left.
Dylan. Yeah, not Dylan, now that he just fed blue.
Probably the guy with the Heuristic Study.
Yeah. I'm also just very afraid of ROG THRAS, too.
That is fair. Are you less afraid now?
No.
You have land drops for days? Holy shit. That's exactly what Thrasios wants. And
yeah, I'm even more scared.
you only showed part of your hand?
Yeah, you were only willing to show me the bad cards.
You specifically held back 2 cards? 2 cards are good in your hand?
You're going to see those cards on my turn.
I pass.
All right, untap, upkeep, draw. I'll play this Scalding Tarn as my land for turn. I will crack it, go into 39. I'm going to get a Tropical Island off of that Scalding Tarn, cast Crop Rot, sack into Trop Island.
Mr. Kumar.
You both got it.
All right. Here's an offer that you can't refuse. You two can draw.
I would like to respond to your draws. I will pay 2 life and attempt to mental misstep your offer.
Mystic.
Y'all got those.
I'll draw.
I'm at 37.
Yeah, I'm passing on the mental misstep.
Mental misstep counters offer, and then we draw.
I will get Gaia's Cradle.
This counter might look a little bit weird if you don't play against a lot of ROG THRAS, but I can't counter a land when it comes into play. This is the only way that I'm going to be able to stop Gaia's Cradle from coming in, and this is such an important part for the deck already when he's got Training Grounds.
ROG THRAS is basically just a Gaia's Cradle deck. There's so many cards devoted to making the Gaia's Cradles better, so if you can stop Gaia's Cradle from coming into play, that's always a good thing. You should always try to do that against this deck, but Guy still had the protection, so it didn't matter.
Cast Thrasios. I cannot pay for Risk Study.
Yep.
And I will pass the turn.
I'll take a turn. Get a draw. I have a Mana Confluence. Cast a Kinnan.
Ristic Study.
I'll pay for Ristic. 38. I'm just going to pass.
Untap. Keep draw. I'll put this Badlands onto the battlefield. I will pass.
I'll fetch in your end step. 38, I think, and go search. Find under city sewers. I'll get a Surveil. I think it's okay. I'll keep that on top. And then, yeah, I pass.
I will put away this Gemstone Cavern.
Go to me. Untap, upkeep. I'll pay for Mystic Remora. Keep it around. And draw card. Play Mount Doom as my land for turn. Lose a life. And just regular cast this Ragavan.
Ristic.
You can draw. Pass my turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Bloody Strand is my land for turn. I'll fetch 36. I will get a Volcanic Island and I'll shuffle in a second. Cast a Ristic Study. I will pay for Seth's Ristic Study.
I'll draw off Mystic.
Mystic on the stack. I will put a Red Elemental Blast onto the stack. Blast the Ristic. Not paying the Mystic.
Draw off Mystic.
Yep, I pass on Blast.
My draw from Mystic off of Fristic.
Yep, you got it. Pass turn.
Here I go. Draw. Lose a life. Going down to 37. And we're just going to cast Loot.
I have a Ristic.
Get it. Seth, welcome to the show. I'm going to attack you with a 2/4 double strike.
Okay. 2/4. I'll go to 31.
I will pass.
Untap, upkeep, and draw my card for turn. I'll put an Exotic Orchard onto the battlefield. 2 colorless. Going down to 29. Attempt to put TYMNA onto the battlefield.
I pass.
I'll be passing on it.
All good.
And I will cast a Mystic Remora.
Mystic Remora trigger.
You can have it, Dylan.
I will draw card. I'll respond, and I'm going to cast Vampiric Tutor in response to your Mystic.
Ristic.
You can draw.
I'll pass on Vamp Tutor.
Thumbs up.
I'll put this Fierce onto the stack. I'm not paying.
I'll draw for Mystic. Pass on that. That's fine.
Fish back on the stack.
Yeah, I pass on Fish.
You got a fish?
Thumbs up.
Okay. I will pass the turn.
I will untap, upkeep. Thinking about my Mystic Remora here. I don't know that it's really great to keep paying for it, but I will. I'll pay to keep Fish around. Draw for turn. Go to combat. Seth, I'll come at you with Ragavan.
Okay. And you hit a KRAUM Mox.
Nice. Got 27 and I'll make a treasure. I'm going to play Gemstone Mine as my land for turn. It comes in with 3 counters. Chromox is going to stay exiled. I'm going to pay a life with this Mount Doom and remove a counter. 36. Cast this Wishclaw Talisman.
Mystic Ristic.
Yeah, you can draw.
I pass on Wishclaw.
I will have to pass.
Pass my turn.
Untap,
It has 3 whatever counters on it.
upkeep, draw. Play this Flooded Strand as my land for turn. I would like to fetch. I will go to 35. I will fetch a Breeding Pool, shocking it in, going to 33. I will attempt to Green Sun, X equals 4.
I know what this is.
Mystic Remora.
I cannot pay for anything.
4.
It's going to be a
Druid of
it's a-
Purification. It's to blow up all the draw engines in the Wishclaw Talisman.
draw my 2 cards. I'm going to Force a Will it.
Triggerfish.
Draw.
Cam, do you have any backup? Because I have none.
Yeah, I'm actually going to swat that.
Trigger draw engines.
Can't pay for any of the draws.
Mystic Ristic.
Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm going to have Deflecting Swat target the Force of Will.
I'm going to show you a Deflecting Swat.
Mystic Remora.
You got it.
Seth, I would like to point out that you're fighting all of this, providing Dylan with so much card draw, and he has another 2 turns before he gets back to his, plus a Wishclaw Talisman.
Don't talk!
What do you think that means? You think that means that Seth has a win in his hand, probably? Is that what that means?
It likely does, but he's still going to try to push into you and possibly get stopped.
I'm less concerned about how Dylan's going to win the game versus how Seth is going to win the game.
I am on Mnemonic Betrayal, and technically, I'll just reveal, since you guys did see that Underworld Breach and Grinding Station are both still in my deck.
He does not have Thassa's Oracle. Thassa's Oracle got popped.
No Thassa's Oracle and no Praetor's Grasp. So,
Which is the other big win.
which is the other way to actually win the game with Breach. As long as there's no win cons in the graveyard, don't worry about me.
SWAT on SWAT.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Cool. Back to Force of Will targeting Green Sun.
Yep.
I will then pass the turn.
I'll go to my turn, get a draw. Let's go to combat, and I'm going to pop Loot, back over at Seth because I think he's just gonna win the game.
4 going to 22.
And then I will pass with all of my loot abilities up.
Untap. Y'all have suffered enough. I'll let the Mystic Remore die. Still in my upkeep.
Nice. Now it's like 25% of that Druid of Purification resolved, so still work.
Enlightened Tutor on the stack.
Mr.
You got it.
Good on Enlightened Tutor.
I pass.
This just goes and gets the breach.
Is it worth trying to find Misstep now, Cam, or do you want to wait and hold loot for something else?
That's what I'm trying to think now, because like this is the most amount of options here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do it now. Let's tap for a blue, and I'm going to draw 3 cards with loot. Chug-a-lug-lug. Here's 3 cards. This is so funny. I'm gonna cast Ghostly Flicker, targeting Arcane Signet and loot.
Nice. Okay.
Ristic.
Mystic.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, it draws.
Draw.
Off Swan Song.
Mystic Gamora.
You got it.
Card.
If it does get to me, I can't do anything else.
I don't know that what I have is actually relevant. Guy, what's that card that's next to your Lion's Eye Diamond? I can't remember what that is.
Training grounds.
Training Grounds. And you have no available mana besides the LED, which you have 1 card in hand, so you could.
Correct.
He is representing Thrasios activation with the blue mana up.
Right.
And that is the Hail Mary of all.
That's the Hail Mary of like, yeah. I'm going to pass on this. Yeah, I pass.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Boom. I get a Swan.
Enlightened Tutor's back on the stack, and I am going to pass on that.
I pass on it as well.
Me too.
Okay, I'm gonna search. Big Mystery.
An Underworld Breach. What the hell?
I'm playing that card. I will put this Underworld Breach on the top of my library. I'm gonna draw a mystery card. I will put this Polluted Delta on the battlefield.
With the mana you have available, I don't know if you have it.
No, I can do it, but it is very, very sketchy. I will float 1 colorless mana. Underworld Breach.
Underworld Breach in the stack. I have a Mystic Remore trigger. May I draw?
You got it.
Okay. I'll Pact of Negation. The Breach.
Ristic.
I'll Simian Spirit Guide to pay for the Ristic.
Gnarly, hell yeah. Ooh.
Responsible magic.
Keeping my treasure.
Does he just mean bet win?
Well, that would depend on what you discard.
A Breach will be in my graveyard. He won't have any mana.
That's true.
I have nowhere to go with the Breach yet.
I will let that resolve.
Nice. I have a Pact trigger to pay for later on.
I will go fetch this Polluted Delta. I will put this Tundra onto the battlefield. I'll go ahead and put my LED onto the battlefield and pass.
So you cast LED. I have a Mystic Remore trigger.
You got it.
Draw card. Pass on LED.
Yep, we got an LED.
Going to me.
Yes, I'm still passing, going to you.
Untap, upkeep. I have a Mystic and a Pact trigger. In response to my Pact trigger, I'll tap Mount Dune and lose 1 life, make a black mana, and I'll cast Dark Ritual.
Ristic,
You can draw.
I'll show you a mental misstep.
You're kidding.
Oh.
Draw off Mystic Remora.
You got it.
Pay this gemstone mine here. This is what I get for being greedy. And I'm going to activate Wishclaw Talisman, and I'll try to go search my library.
As a reminder, Wishclaw Talisman says you can only activate it on your turn, not at sorcery speed. I'm doing it right now here in my upkeep, and I'm allowed to.
I'll find this card, and Cam, I'll give you the Wishclaw Talisman.
I'll take it.
I will mental misstep back, paying 2 life.
Ristic.
You can draw.
Yeah, that resolves.
Dark Ritual, okay?
I pass on it.
All good.
I pass on it.
3 black and this 2 blue to pay for the Pact. Then Mystic Gamora, I will let it die, and then I'll go to my draw. Draw this card. Command Tower is my land. Go to combat. Seth, still you. I'll come at you.
You hit awesome. Are you hitting
Oh my god.
I'm gonna make a treasure and think about that.
I could just honestly, I forgot that that's a possibility. What are the odds that Ragavan could actually hit a relevant win condition? It never hits.
Who needs Praetor's Grasp when you have these theft effects, right?
Ragavan's a win condition.
All right, I'm gonna remember that for forever now.
Seth, I'm going to pay 2 life to Gitaxian Probe you. And you have 1 white open right now?
I have 1 white open.
This is my draw off of Gitaxian Probe. Suppose I should have done this in a slightly different order then, since I got that information, but I will cast Mox Opal, you can draw.
Okay.
Cast this Chromox, you can draw. I'm gonna put Ad Nauseam under this Chromox. Chromox for Soul Ring, you can draw.
Okay.
Dylan is so good at winning on Malls to 3.
Jessica's Will. You can draw off that Ristic, Seth, and I'm gonna target you with the Jessica's Will for both modes.
13. You have 13 red mana.
13 red. Let's look at the top 3 cards. Gemstone Caverns, Dress Down, the One Ring. Not really it. Use this Mox Opal and this red mana, and I'll cast Demonic Council, which is turned on, and I'll pay for the Ristic.
You got it.
I'll go search. I'm gonna find this card, shuffle my very tiny library. 2 mana here, put Underworld Breach on the stack.
That's Underworld Breach.
I will respond here.
I'll pay for the Ristic.
I will sacrifice Lion's Eye Diamond for 3 blue, discarding my hand, and activate Thrasios, leaving 1 blue floating.
Hope you get lucky.
Bottom that card. Reveal Wooded Foothills.
All right.
I will lose a life going down to 36. And I'll cast Crop Rot, sacrificing Tide.
Ristic.
You can draw.
Sadness on the stack.
All right, well, at least I get to go search for Cradle.
Breach is okay. Resolves?
Yeah.
Yep.
I will exile these 3 cards, Pact, Mystique, Gataxian Probe, and I will cast Mana Council from my graveyard, still turned on, using 1 of this red and 1 of these treasures, and I will use the red to pay for Ristic.
Okay.
Council okay?
Yep.
I'll go search. Find this card. Cast Lion's Eye Diamond and pay for Ristic Study.
Yep.
Sacrifice Lion's Eye Diamond for 3 blue, discarding Mnemonic Betrayal, Mindbreak Trap, Crystal Vein, Deadly Relic, Phyrexian Tower, Last Chance, and Marsh Flats.
I will remind everybody, this is on a Pact of Negation. After
This is on a Pact of Negation turn on a mulligan to 3. Isn't that weird?
So much for
Rock
time
size just
walking.
nuts.
Okay, and then I'll cast that Thassa's Oracle from exile, just as is, with to this blue mana, and I'll use a red to pay for it. This Ditto is a Thassa's Oracle. Trigger on the stack, I'll hold priority, and from my graveyard, cast a Mana Consultation with this treasure, exiling 3 cards.
I'll pass on Dimcon.
One more Ristic Study to pay for.
I'll pay for the Ristic Study.
Great. Yep, you're all good.
Consultation, good, good, good.
Yep.
I'll name Tarmogoyf.
Hey, I like that one too.
Exile the whole library, it's not there, and Thassa's Oracle trigger.
Good game.
Yeah, GG's.
Good game.
That was a hot win.
What started out as a very unlucky start, mulliganing to 3 and Demonic Consultationing away most of my win conditions in half my library, turned out into a very lucky win at the end, where Ragavan just for some reason decided to hit Thassa's Oracle off of the top. There was a million different things that could have been done, but no one thought that I was a threat and thought that it was worth doing anything about. And mathematically, they were 100% right. I just hit like the 1 of 1 shot that I had to actually do something there.
Yeah, so never scoop. Play to your outs. You never know what's going to happen in a game of Commander, let alone cEDH.
Thanks so much for watching. If you like to support us directly, you can do so on Patreon, like our $100 patrons.
All of the $100 patrons are as follows. They are Ben Gillette, the Cardboard Cookbook, Penguin Man 0089, Eli the Magic Guy, David Newman, Pat Fire, Spangler, Demetrius Clark, Larceny, Roy, Zorboy Blue, Sparky B, Zunon, Insomnia, SC Phillip, Olden Groupie, Gecko 21, Zach Hartley, Reactive, Sean in the Ice, Gare Bear, Garrett, Luke Cook, Connor Stillbon, Joshua Day, Demon of Rosgreaves, Peter Stewart, Cornell Wild, Uncle Butts, Nick, Quadjay Hamid, Scott Hawk, and Baby G-Bus.
If you want to pick up any of our merch, you can do it at playtowinmtg.com.
Thank you, Dragon Shield, for supporting the show. Use code PlayToWin5 at our affiliate link down below for 5% off your orders.
You can follow us on social media for more content.
And thank you for watching.
See you next time.
We talk about our $50 patrons. John Colbaum, the Gaming King Joe, Dan the Man, Sarcastic, Roy Turner, Dillbop, Mr. Buffman, Zachary Coulson, Joe Baha, Mace VA, Sultan Pochi, Justin, Han Solo, Jan Wildfang, Thomas Bueno, and David Nelson. Alright, we got there.
Wait, are otters rodents?
Are our otters rodents? Or do you mean are? Oh, you meant are. Okay.
No, otters are not
Otters
rodents.
are not
Well, hold
rodents.
on, that's AI. Is that real? Can we trust that?
What if you type in what's the difference between an otter and a rodent? No bare feet and no scaly tails. Oh, okay. Yeah, otters have hair on their tails like a dog, and rats don't. Rats have like this, by skinny, I mean full of skin.